This week on SailAway. After many trials and tribulations up in the U.S., we fought like crazy to get down to Grenada.
We had major issues happen and started to kind of wonder if we could even get away from the coast of the U.S. without too much thought. We're like, we gotta go.
But it's not like the issues stopped just because we got here.
We've worked our way through so many things.
One of the main culprits is the generator, which has been giving us fits for well over a month. But while we've been working our way through that and other issues, we've been doing a better job of living life as well. And there might be a few victories.
It might be fixed.
It might be fixed.
What do you have to say about the generator? Anything?
Well, we fixed it, kind of.
That's exactly right.
Just kind of as it seems to go, just can't quite get the whole enchilada.
And so we move on to new solutions for new problems.
What's for lunch today?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi and beer.
So the question becomes, with all of these issues continuing, but a whole lot of good things there to balance them out, was it worth the 2,000-mile sail and all the struggles to get here?
February rain on the way, nothing be the same without you.
Ever wish you could escape normal life and experience more of the world?
So maybe on that island.
Well, we did just that. We sold everything we owned on dry land and sailed away.
Promise me that we'll sail away.
Now we are roaming the planet in search of new adventures and sharing it with you every week.
Just promise me that we'll sail away.
So hit subscribe and escape normal with us.
And I'll be yours forevermore.
Come on, it's just that little button down there. That's it. Back at the end of our stay in the U.S., we were fighting and struggling just to get one good working motor and a functioning generator so that we could get down to Grenada. A decision we never faltered on the entire time. Now we're here. Was it worth it?
What's up?
Stop!
Cleaning fuel lines from the outside. Okay, so the generator issues continue. We've worked our way through so many things. And I say we, mostly me. I've had a guy helping, but he's been so stumped that it's mostly been me just like throwing haymakers and trying to come up with things to try. So I went down there to take apart the fuel injection lines to the injection pump, and we're kind of back to fuel at this point. I taken the solenoid switch out of the equation. We start the generator. It starts up, runs a little bit, and stops again, just like always. And unless I'm completely nuts, that should eliminate anything electrical. So by connecting that straight to the battery, I hear it open. The battery's got plenty of voltage. In my mind, it can't really be anything electrical from that point because the motor does start. It just then tapers off and dies. So I'm taking electrical out of the situation, and we're back to fuel. I've replaced everything in the fuel system. Everything in the fuel system seems to be fine. The only thing left is our actual injector lines and our injection pump. And the behavior of this generator doesn't suggest what typically an injection pump problem is. I'm kind of out of other options. We already have a new injection pump from Cecilia. I was pondering whether I should go ahead and swap out this injection pump. At any rate, I went and started taking all that stuff apart. And when I did, on the old injection pump, which is rusted like crazy, like everything else, this middle valve, the nut on it, these all have these retaining clips to hold these nuts in place once they're tightened down. And that's for the whole valve assembly inside there. This one had let loose. The rust had pretty much rusted this little ring away, and so this was able to spin freely. And when it was completely tightened down and everything was in position, it actually wasn't tightened all the way down. I got that tightened back up properly. And so now I don't want to put these back on rusty and flaking and nasty. So I'm sanding everything and trying to clean it up as best I can. So that's where we are. I'm going to clean up all these fuel lines. I'm going to reinstall everything, make sure it's tightened down nice, and we'll give it a try. And if that doesn't work, I'm probably going to swap in that injection pump and just see what happens. You know, it can't be worse than what's happening now, which is nothing. There's the update on the generator saga, which we are sick of.
Rivers, what's that noise?
The generator is going longer than before.
It is. It's not generating anything yet, but
Yeah.
it hasn't stopped. So that's good news.
Mhm.
Let's see what Dad thinks.
It might be fixed.
It might be fixed.
I'm trying not to it's gonna die.
We haven't stopped yet. And I've been recording for 48 seconds.
Holy shit. Still running.
Yeah, it's been a minute and 23 seconds. What do you think?
I think it's running.
Now, as long as it's like putting out some amps, we're good.
Well, it's not usable yet because I changed that AVR card, so I've got to adjust the voltage on it. But
Closer.
that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about the generator? Anything?
Well, we fixed it, kind of.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it runs, but it doesn't charge.
That's exactly it. A couple little things I had to kind of shore up on it to get it running really well, but it's running great. We've got no fuel leak. We've got no water leak. Got the AVR cranked up so it's putting out 120 volts, 121 to be particular.
But just kind of as it seems to go, just can't quite get the whole enchilada. Like, so we come in here, we turn it on, it's running great. We started a few times, checked it out, turned on service to the whole boat, powers everything. Today I even turned on the air conditioner just to see if everything's, doesn't hiccup at all. Turn on the charger switch for the inverter, which basically just tells it that it has a load coming to it from shore power or generator, and it won't charge. The charger won't come on. And I can't find anything online about that at all. I'm currently waiting for a call back from Xantrex to see if one of their technicians can tell me what the heck to do. I did a hard reset. I took all the cables off, let it sit for a while, and then turn it back on. Didn't change anything. It just doesn't make any sense because nothing has changed. We were using that charger with that generator. Then we were using it with our external portable generator. And then we haven't been using it for a few weeks because we've had no charging source. So it's all been solar or our alternator. I'm so freaking happy that we've got the generator working again and running really well. And like, I've made some really nice improvements to it through all this because there were so many parts that were rusted and suspect, and so we were replacing them as we went. I took out the alternator, cleaned it up. It's now making power. So the alternator, which was really weak before, is now charging up the battery. The regulator had bad wiring that was corroded. I rewired all that. That's all clean now. It's got a new impeller. One of the last things I want to do is I want to put a new strainer on it in a different position with new hoses. And that's kind of the last improvement we've got. So that's all good. But it's just so frustrating because we're no better off. I mean, I suppose we could make waffles now. But we can't charge our freaking batteries. And we can't make water because the only way we can do what we've been doing. Run the motor to try to get our batteries up a little bit. Then run the water maker off of the inverter for half an hour, which is not enough water. We're cutting it so close and we keep kind of running out. And then we have to make water real quick. It's just so close. When we got the thing running, we're like, yes, finally, it's done. Everything is good again. That's your update. Mostly good, but
we're just not quite all the way there yet. It's kind of the story of our lives.
I can't play Fortnite just yet because it's still updating. Gamer headphones.
He did 10 pages of schoolwork this morning.
Writing.
And of all writing, which is the part that usually is we gotta like kind of strangle out of him. But today he knocked it out. We're doing all schoolwork in the morning now because that's what all his friends do. Took a little bit of wrestling to get to that point, but he killed it today. So you're already gaming until your friends are free to do something later, right? Soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably in like 4 hours.
Just about. Yep.
I feel like I'm sweating more than now that I've stopped.
You got to play some soccer.
I got sucked into soccer. Like she literally just called me out. She's like, dude, you come play soccer. I'm like, I literally went,
You played soccer.
me? This guy in flip-flops? Yeah, so now I'm a sweaty mess.
We're wrapping up soccer, and then we're just gonna head right across the street to Nimrod's. And Eric's gonna play. You're not even. It's not a gig. It's just an open mic. So Nimrod's is right there.
Yeah.
There
It's
you
a
go.
little, I got a little while to dry off.
You're sweaty.
February rain on the way through. Nothing feels the same without you. Every breaking heart down below prays for the snow as the rain comes down. February rain on the Galway town. Mixing little tears on the floors and
Tell me what we're doing.
Going to Jenny's again.
What's your favorite part about Jenny's?
Well, right now it's probably the dog show that's going on.
Zeke's staying here though. Staying with Eric, because Eric, we think has kidney stones, so he gets to stay on the boat. And we get to go have fun without him. Okay, well, let's get going. We don't want to miss the bus.
Jenny and her farm are responsible for the market that we go to in Woburn every Wednesday. And every year, she has an open house to benefit the local pet shelter. It's a beautiful escape up into the jungle, and we've never missed it except for me this year.
There's a dog under the bed. Oh, no, he's a big one. He's just hiding in the corner. He doesn't want anyone to disturb him.
He's shy.
Yeah. So cute.
Participants, are you ready? Please, can the dog that's already sitting please stand? That's a cheat. 3.
What's the dog's name? Otter. Otter, sit. Otter. Otter, sit. Otter is reluctant with too many Oh, I roll over, ladies and gentlemen. I roll over. If you roll over, you'll be in the shade. Go, Pip. Come, no, don't give up. Don't give up.
You know why? Because it's just fresh water. Yeah. You float better in salt water. Does it taste like fresh water? Yeah. It tastes good.
It's like it's like a bowl of water.
everybody doing? Okay, good to hear it. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We've been going to bed pretty early just because we've been having all these power issues, and so we don't tend to stay up particularly late. Yeah, so we've been getting up really early. It's kind of a cycle we like anyway. And then by the time Rivers wakes up, I'm making breakfast, and he's always got all these activities. So we've kind of got to be moving in the morning sometimes anyway. Yeah, we've gotten into a nice groove here. You know, I got up this morning and we're having all these power issues following the fact that I actually fixed the generator, which is really frustrating. But I also kind of wanted to talk about the fact that a big part of this really kind of tough last 6-7 months where we were working on the boat, working, we had major issues happen and started to kind of wonder if we could even get away from the coast of the U.S. without too much thought. We're like, we got to go, you know. Changed our plans a little and decided to come back down this way where we're kind of, you know, familiar with everything for the primary reason to kind of give ourselves a break and for Rivers to have loads and loads of kid fun because he didn't get enough of it at all last year. So even though, you know, we're continuing to have boat issues, you know, they're nothing like what we had before. Even though the generator is kind of a big deal, it really does put a crimp in a lot of stuff because, you know, we just need that little piece of the puzzle to keep things charged. And when that's not happening with the solar we have now, it really just, everything starts to kind of like go downhill because we can't keep up the amount of water we want to produce, can't keep up just energy in general without a lot of running our motor because our alternator's pretty weak. I mean, it's fine for just charging its own battery, but it's really not great for charging 900 amp hours of lithium. But the fact that we're here where we are makes it so much better because we are here among a bunch of friend boats. And somebody's got a problem and everybody can chime in because they understand, they go through the same stuff you do. But they're no different than us in that sometimes the problems are just a landslide of things, it seems like, and then you'll get to a point where things feel good again and you think you got it all in control, and then it all kind of like starts to stack up again. So that's nice, just having kind of that sort of support and commiseration. I guess my point is, even though we've been struggling to do all this stuff and damn generators really brought us down to some extent, we're still in so much better place because we got here. Sometimes it's about choosing where to be while dealing with the harassments of life, and for us this was the right choice for sure. Rivers is always at the forefront of our minds. If you're parents, you understand that. Like, you're always thinking, am I doing enough to make him happy and keep him involved and stimulated and all that. And in this past year, that balance got out of whack and we didn't feel great about it. But down here, he's happy. He's enjoying himself. He's learning a lot. He's doing great with his own schoolwork. He's doing great, like, interacting with other kids, and soccer's been awesome for him because the coach is so cool. She doesn't let him or any of the kids slack or loaf, and that's the kind of stuff that it's tough when you have an only child living on a boat and it's just you two in his ear all the time. And he needs other people, and he needs that kind of person to teach him some discipline and teach him that he's got to work to be good at things. And soccer's been awesome. So anyway, I guess I just wanted to say, even though we're still kind of struggling with some stuff, we're doing good. This has been so far a very good visit, and we're getting things under control. Well, anyway, this is just my early morning power deficit report, letting y'all know that we are doing well, even though we're still fighting with stuff. Honestly, no real complaints. We think about how hard we were having it last year when we first bought this boat, sitting almost in the same spot, and all the stuff that I was having to fix, and just to try to get this thing in any kind of like livable and movable condition, we're doing way better. Well, we are out of coffee, so once Lauren wakes up, I may actually just dinghy over to the coffee shop over at La Faire Bleu and get us a couple grandes. Why not?
Cats were not thrilled about Zeke. What's for lunch today?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi and beer?
Yeah. Upload beer.
It's a good office right here. It's almost a cheeseburger in paradise. It's a chicken
Sandwich and subtropical. Are you shaking with excitement like I am? No.
shaking because the generator's on.
I jumped a few steps without consulting you guys, and I'm really sorry. It was an action-packed morning. I went to Treasure Trove and found a much more expensive charger than I planned to bring back. However, it's a much better long-term backup for us, and especially right now when we just don't know how or when we're going to get a hold of one of those good voltage regulator cards for the generator. Like, we've been hurting for charge. And so what we got here is a Masterbolt Charge Master Plus 12 volt 100 amp 3 bank. And right now obviously we're just charging one bank, but we are doing it with style. We're at full sun right now, so we're getting the solar as well, so we're putting in about almost 120 amps, and we have not seen that in a long time. This is a little bit older charger. It's not terribly old. I'd say it's like 5 years old, but it doesn't have a specific LiFePO4, or however you say that, lithium phosphate setting. I've done quite a bit of research on that, and really the thing that's most important with the lithium is that you don't have too high of a charge rate. All of these chargers that are set up for AGM and all these other battery types generally are 14.4 is their bulk setting, and that's what you want for lithium. Thing wound up costing about $400 US. For getting it down here and finding it used over there, those things were like $1,300 new when they were first made. I think it's a reasonable deal. I got a little bit off from what they had it listed at, and it's charging our shit, so this is awesome. Well, I'll let this thing charge for a little bit before I screw it down, just make sure everything's good to go, but it's looking good. For now, fingers crossed, it's all good.
Yay! We actually spent money on something and it worked! It's been a long time since something has worked.
Well, knock on some wood, because we also spent money on some other things that worked, and then they didn't work.
You're saying that it can stop working.
Yeah, I'm being a wet rag right now, sorry.